Hello, everybody. I'm Grant Poston. Welcome to the Black and Beautiful podcast. I am here with my first guest, Miss Janasia Jones. Janasia, introduce.
Hi guys, my name is Shanasia Jones. What?
Give us your Howard intro.
Oh, I am a senior music business major from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm studying music business and minoring in classical voice.
And for those who don't know me, I am a senior political science major, journalism minor, with a concentration in broadcasting.
Very good.
So today's topic for today is relationships. And we're not talking about just love relationships. We're talking about friendships. We're talking about past relationships, future relationships, how we go into relationships. So, Janasia, how would you say your experience with relationships at Howard has been so far? Now as you're being a senior.
I feel like in college you're learning how to be an adult, and with that comes learning how to really truly navigate relationships from the standpoint of what's best for you and how you can be a good person to other people as well. And I feel like coming into Howard, that wasn't something that I was really focused on. Like I just always have been like a good person to my friends, but actually being intentional when it comes to like conflict or disagreements or figuring out a plan, being open to hearing somebody else out and building that relationship has definitely developed throughout college.
That's good. That's good. I feel the same way as far as for me with my relationships with friends and love partners here at Howard. It's been difficult at times. You lose a lot of people, but you also gain a lot of loyal and great people. So I mean, I feel like you just gotta go with the blows and kind of figure out what's for you and what's not for you. Because at Howard, it's easy, I think, for you people to kind of become very cliquey, and they kind of lean towards people that may not really care about them, but they lean toward them because they're cool or they're in a group or they're in an org.
It's clout-based.
Yeah, it's very clout based, chasing clout and stuff like that. So definitely I would say just in general for anybody that's trying to go to an HBCU, not even Howard, I would say just be yourself, find that group that can center you and not some group that makes you go outside of your comfort zone to be something that you're not, I would say.
And that they uplift you and support you and are open and aware of like the things that you want to do in life, because like even at Howard a lot of things are competition based and people will smile on your face and really be plotting on your downfall.
Right behind your back.
So being open and aware of people's true intentions, and when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, because you'll end up in this repetitive cycle of meeting the same person who was not in your corner. Never was in your corner, just was here to ride your boat and try to sink it for their benefit.
That's good. So, on to our next topic. What would you say that being in, now we're talking about love relationships, being in a full-on relationship is possible at HBCU or about?
Is it possible? Is that the question? I think it is possible. I feel like once we get out of this mindset that the one person that hurt us is gonna be the same, the next person and the next person and the next person out of that, then you'll be more open to accepting new things because you're not expecting somebody to be shitty. Like you can't hold the previous person's misfalls with you. Take the next person because now they can't do anything. You already have this persona of what you think they're gonna be, and I feel like I feel like at a HBCU, once you just come to an idea that we're both just here to love each other through the journey, then that's all that matters. College, you're gonna experience new people, experience new love interests, see things that you've never seen before. So it's all about where your focus lies. If you're focused on trying to muck and suck everybody at the school, then that's your focus.
Right.
But if you're focused on genuinely trying to love one individual, find your person, then it's definitely possible.
I definitely agree. I feel like, at least for me, I would say it's easy to get, for me at least, it's easy for me to, when I would get somebody, to just kind of just be like, okay, this is it, I'm good. But then, like, that person may like me, but we may not be the best for each other. And I think at times, especially in college, we would get somebody that we like, but that person may not match us at all personality-wise, or y'all may not have good chemistry, or maybe very toxic together, or whatnot. And I feel like a lot of times, instead of we try to rush to get into things with people, instead of taking our time and actually setting standards for ourselves, setting boundaries for ourselves, and actually finding that person that completes us instead of that person that just gives us temporary satisfaction. So I definitely agree with what you just said. But yeah.
I think also, like, with all of those things, it just comes with being honest with the other person, whether your intention is to just link up here and there and, like, you know, we can be friends during the day, but I just want to be that and nothing more, rather than having somebody sit and assuming what your intentions are and expecting something that should have never been an expectation, and all it comes with is just being honest. And if the person doesn't like what you have to say, oh well, you were honest about it, and you can't, that way you don't have any guilt about the situation, whether it went good or bad, because at the end of the day you were honest.
Alright, that's good. That was really good. Alright, moving on to our next topic. I want to talk about letting go of dead relationships. So people that you may feel their time in your life is past due and it's time to let go, but sometimes we try to kind of drag them and keep them. But what is your opinion on that?
I feel like I'm good and bad at letting people go. When it comes to men, it's very easy for me to, well, not very easy, but it's gotten easier for me to put Janasia first. And that all came with just growing up, to be honest, because I've been in some relationships, you know this, that I put up with a lot. And so when I left that relationship and had time to sit with it, and not sit with it in a place of anger or hurt, because I had already went through those emotions, but sit with it with a mindset of reflection and growth, then I've learned to put myself first, to love me first, and to also remain still a good person to whoever I come encounter with. Because if I'm an asshole to you, how can I expect you to be sweet to me?
That's a good point. It's a really good point.
Like, if I come with hatred, already thinking that you're not going to be a good person, how are you looking at me?
That's fair.
So, and that takes time. And some people in their relationship, they don't have time to go through hurt and anger in the relationship and come out of it fine. They have those experiences when that relationship ends. So once you give yourself time, truly give yourself time, whether that comes with you maybe playing around with people while you're still focusing on what do I need to do to better myself and heal myself, then you'll be fine. But if you're not focused on healing and you're just letting things rock, then will keep going in the same cycle.
I think it also comes with the respect thing too. As a friend, you should be able to respect your friends and your friends' needs as far as vice versa. Cause I feel like they would do the same for you. So I feel like if me as a friend comes to you and says, "Hey, well, what you said last night, I didn't really appreciate it," and then you say, "Oh, okay," but then you don't, you do the same thing. You keep doing the same thing the next week or the next month or whatever. It's blatant disrespect, and it shows that you don't care about your friend. And to me, if I have to sit there and come to you and I'm trying to fix something that maybe I didn't like, or maybe that somebody does that's my friend, and they can't acknowledge that or sit there and say, you know what, I was wrong or whatever, then that's why I feel like you gotta kind of question if that friendship is really worth it, because I feel like if you don't have a friend that respects you, what's the point of being their friend in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
So.
I don't mind that, cat.
Oh my goodness. But yeah.
No, I definitely agree. And also, like, with friendships, I feel like we both can agree on, like, attest to this. Like, the way you approach friendships now is completely different from the way that you approach friendships in high school, or friendships in middle school, or and even the way that you maintain those friendships is completely different. And I feel like you have to really assess the person that you're friends with and the mindset they have about friendship, because like you said, for you, if it's a reoccurring thing, then you're done, or you're questioning it. But some people don't sit and analyze that there's a reoccurring thing, or they don't voice the initial issue.
Just leave it.
And then they expect the other person
to understand. I definitely
and
get
it's
that.
like, okay, if you would have just like at least gave me that initial, like you said, then you're justified
communication.
and you're justified in saying, okay, Janae, this is like the 15th and 16th time that you've done this. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. But if I didn't know, I'm just living my life, then, and especially with people who aren't self-reflective, they really won't know.
That is true. All right, moving on to our final thing. So if you, because we're about to graduate soon, me and you, if you were an alumni or say a parent, and you are giving advice to maybe a junior, senior in high school that may be thinking about coming to a Howard or to an HBCU, and how to deal with friendships and everything else, what would you say to them?
Put yourself first. Put yourself first, because at the end of the day, unless you're coming to school with like prior responsibilities as far as like a kid or a dog or whatever you're responsible for, the only person that you can control is you. So if you put yourself first, you're not gonna be subjected to people trying to tear you down. You're not gonna be subjected to experiencing somebody who is just not a good person and staying in that, because at the end of the day, my focus is Janasia, or my focus is whatever your name is. Like, you're coming into this school for you, not for nobody else, for you. You're getting the degree for you. So if you're choosing to have all the distractions and now your vision of what's for you is clouded, then now you're off track. But if you have that tunnel vision of this is for me, nothing else will get in the way of that.
I definitely agree. I would say, kind of like what you said, just make sure you're okay first. Yeah, as somebody that cares, invests a lot of time into other people, sometimes I've been forgetting to make sure that I'm okay. And I feel like you can't do anything else until you are okay. Because if you are not okay, things are not gonna go well. And then once you make sure that you're good, then build a base of people around you that feed your soul, I would say. I think the friend group, for the most part, that I have made at Howard, they like, when I'm around them, like they feed my soul. Like I feel good. Yeah, we're blessed to have the friends that we have. And I feel like you gotta find that friend group that feeds your soul. Not that friend group that you idolize, that friend group that you want to be like because they have a certain clout or whatever. Find that friend group that feeds you, that is like you, that does the things that you want to do, because that will take you farther than any other group at the school. And I know it can be tempting to want to go join these people or these people over here, but find what's for you and stick with that group, because those are the people that are going to be here through thick and thin, not just when it serves them. Yeah.
I would say like to that, like if your friends don't feel like family, then rethink if that's your friend. Cause even like with our friendship, since day one, like everybody we met the first week at Bison Week, we still have this mindset of family, period. Whether I like you right now, whether you like me right now, that's my family, period. I'm not letting nothing happen to you. And if people don't treat you like that, then they're not your friend.
That's true.
Or they're not a long-term friend. Because then when you get down the line to where you're not in these people's faces every day and y'all live completely different lives, now that foundation of family and friend matters the most.
Well, Denasia, it's been a pleasure having you on my first episode. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And,
excited about this.
And if you like this video, please like it,